My name is Ansgar. I'm German living for over 20 years abroad. I grew up with new liturgy, so I never saw the priest back to the faithful, but I was educated in a rather strict spirit. So it was more about being 100% Catholic, adhering 100%, the rules. It was more fear, and then only second came ideas from John 23rd, grace, pastoral concerns. And I would like to come back to this very interesting historical comparison, 1962, 2012, because I think these were two very important transitional times. There are things in common, although there are also differences, and I have the impression we are at the terminal stage of the process of secularization, of the loss of common values, of a common metaphysical framework. And I have the impression that when I did not really know about Vatican II, so we were studying for 1 year, and I was very impressed by the fresh spirit, the optimism, the combination of tradition and with aggiornamento and with hope and with collegiality. And my question is the following. Obviously, we, as you represent the Holy See, would emphasize the continuity of Vatican II in the Church. And when I was reading the documents, I sometimes had the impression that the faithful, but also the hierarchy, has forgotten a bit of the new elements of the hope of the collegiate was lower. The faithful were closer to the hierarchy. And I was very impressed to see that John the 23rd was ahead of time, because when we surfed on the internet, we found that in Time magazine he was Man of the Year, and he outperformed Khrushchev, JFK, the creation of the European Community, of Poland steel, China attacking India. And so I wanted to say, wouldn't we could greatly benefit, and also the hierarchy, to once again rediscover Vatican II and some of the major innovations which could also help us and help the Church nowadays?
I think you're right. Even the bishops who reread the documents of the Council, we all need to look at them and absorb really the message that is in these documents. I think the key point in all this is that we cannot cut our roots. If a tree cuts its roots, the branches also will die and the fruit will not come about. We need to maintain our historical identity. We need to maintain the basic truth of the faith and incarnate the message in every generation and in every culture. So it's an exercise of balance between the past and the present, and prepare the future. Did the Church as a body fully take into account the message of the Council and the decision of the Council, not just a simple message? I think that's it's an examination of conscience that we all have to make. I cannot give you a straight answer, to be very frank, because as Pope Benedict says, we need to really implement the Council. He was one of the experts present in the Council, and he is saying now, in the celebration of his 50th anniversary, that we need still to implement, we are still to implement completely the Council. And that is a fact of life. So we need to, that's why I say we need to read carefully again this document, debate, assimilate them, and see how together we can translate them into action. So the role